Today's video is going to be about loving your fate, the power of acceptance. In ancient Greece and Rome, they called this amor fati. And philosophers from all times have talked about this. And this is a life hack to help you have a different paradigm on your life and help you to accept life for the way it really is, the way it's meant to be, instead of the way you want it to be. Because you're not God, and you cannot control everything that happens to you. So this will help you let go of control, let go of analyzing your past, and not be a slave to it, but look forward to the future and take pleasure in every moment and every day and live every moment and every day well. In this life, we all have our burdens and triumphs. Not one human being will ever have a perfect life without struggle. The poor and the rich, the strong and the weak, the sick and the healthy, all of them will have obstacles and struggles in their way. A satisfying life is not about the good or bad things that happen to us, but how you view them. Envy, jealousy, and hatred are such grievous sins in all cultures and all religions because they focus on what you don't have and the past instead of the unlimited blessings and opportunities God has given all of us. Most of the people you read about in the history books were forged by their failures and struggles instead of their great victories. Abraham Lincoln grew up in poverty. He failed dozens of times in business and politics before becoming president. And even then, half of the country hated him, and hated him so much that after the Civil War, an assassin's bullet found its way into his brain. But his legacy is going to live on throughout history forever, with his face on our money, a monument in the Capitol, and his story constantly on TV and in books. The point is, he never gave up on trying to do the right thing and living his purpose. He didn't know he was going to be president, but he just did the right thing every day by his own conscience as a human being. I'm going to use some examples from history because that's what I studied, and I find it very interesting to take, instead of giving you my personal anecdotes, taking it from history from great men and women who've accomplished a lot of different things. So General Grant, the man that facilitated Lincoln's victory, never wanted to be a soldier, and he was sent to West Point by his father, because his father had no faith in him that he would be able to run the family leather tanning business. Grant fought with distinction in the Mexican War, but after that he was stationed to the West Coast to ward off Indian attacks and the British coming down from Canada. This posting was uneventful, and due to boredom and loneliness, Grant developed a drinking problem. He drank so much that his ass got fired from the army, and he lived a life in poverty, selling firewood from cutting timber on his property and going to town and selling it. And he had ups and downs in his life, failures, some of them self-inflicted failures. But when the Civil War came along, he stepped up and led volunteers from his home state to fight in the war. And he was a very aggressive officer, and he wasn't afraid to take losses. That's what he was famous for. And on one day in battle, he would lose tens of thousands of men. More men that died in the entire Revolutionary War on the American side, more men that died, probably on both sides, he did not bother him. His losses when the rebels won, it did not bother him. He kept on fighting hard and taking risks and having setbacks. But his aggressive style is what ended that war. And he won. He won that war. And he also won the presidency after that. And he had a very aggressive plan to reconstruct the South after that. And he gave the former slaves rights and voting rights and protected them and educated them. And he did things that people would have thought was completely impossible. And even the people on his own side disagreed with him that former slaves should be in public office and in positions of power like police and be educated and have the same opportunities as everyone else. But he did not care. He had what he thought was right and he stuck to it no matter what it did to him. And at the end of his life, he got throat cancer and he wrote his entire memoirs when he was on throat cancer. So even after death, that sold millions of copies and supported his family and made sure they didn't go into poverty. So I can give you thousands of stories like this of people who just focused on doing the right thing each day and when they were satisfied with what they did. And there's thousands of stories like this. Walt Disney was a failure until he became successful. And this was long after the age of 40. I think he could have been 50 or 60 or whatever when it happened. But he was old when that happened. But he had a vision, he had a passion, and he stuck to it. Thomas Edison failed multiple times and had a lot of people make fun of him. But he didn't give up. And he had an idea and he stuck with it. And that's why we're able to have this video right now. And you're able to have your smartphone right now and air conditioning and all the other things we use electricity for. One thing all these people had in common was that they did not let their own shortcomings, failures, and other people's opinions of them destroy them. Instead, they viewed these challenges as a stepping stone to success, just another part of success. So they viewed success as impossible to not get. So they knew they were going to get success. And success was just doing the right thing every day. Taking the baby steps every day and making hard decisions and sometimes making the wrong decisions. But success was inevitable. And the reason Grant was not bowed down when he would lose 10,000, 20,000, 40,000 men in battle in a few days was because he was used to failure and he was used to people calling him a drunk and he was used to setbacks. So it was nothing new to have setbacks. So it was how he viewed the setbacks. So if you're regretting and resentful of your past, even if your mistakes and weaknesses are the cause of your troubled past, and you're focused on what didn't go right, your eyes will not be open to the opportunity right in front of you. Successful people view hardships and failures as a stepping stone to success. So the road to success is never straight, and it's never smooth, and it's never comfortable. Success, satisfaction, and fulfillment are inevitable to successful people. And it's not at the end, but living right now in the moment. Do you know what your purpose is? Are you taking the baby steps? Are you seeing the opportunities that are right in front of you? Are you making the best use of the resources that are right now at your disposal? These are important questions to ask yourself every day. And if you answered yes, you are living a good life. You are living a satisfying life because there is no end. Nothing ever ends. The journey of growth, learning, and improvement is a path that you must start every day when you wake up, until the day of your death. You need to judge yourself not by your past mistakes, not by your failures, not by your weaknesses, not by your addictions, but how true to yourself you've been today, and in the past hour, and today, and recently. You have to judge yourself by today. How true are you being to yourself and your purpose? And are you viewing your past as a stepping stone? So, amor fati, love your fate. You have to love all the bad things that happen to you. I know it's a hard ask. So now I'll make it a bit personal. I used to hate God. I used to hate God for making me born with a learning problem, ADHD, and all these other issues. I can't really learn math and science that well. And I didn't thank him for my incredible reading, my incredible thirst for knowledge, my curiosity, all my strengths. I did not thank him for that, and I didn't see the skills I had right in front of me. My ability to interpret information, all these good things I didn't see. I used to hate God that I had to go through cancer. I went through chemo while everyone else was in their 20s and partying and having a ball. I was going through cancer and fighting cancer. But now, today, all those hardships, dealing with the learning problem, dealing with cancer, dealing with failed relationships, I've taken what I've learned from that and I'm helping people every single day. And it's given me my work and my life's purpose. And I'm now profiting from all the bad things that happened to me when I started viewing them as a stepping stone to success. And success is not some golden pot you get at the end of the rainbow. Success is right now. Did you do what you promised yourself, what you're going to do today? Are you taking care of yourself? Excuse me. Excuse me. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you practicing self-love? Are you doing the workouts you're supposed to do? Are you investing in your relationships and loving as much as possible your family, your partner? Are you spending quality time with people? Are you giving your best to your work? If you can look back at each day and say that I've done that, then you are a success. It doesn't matter how much you screwed up. You had to go through that to learn. That's the whole point. So you have to view your past struggles as something that had to happen to make you the person you are today. All those famous people I told you about were forged by their struggles and their insecurities and their imperfections and their rough edges. Grant would not have been the general he was, willing to take so many defeats and losses, and he wouldn't have that aggressive personality if he did not go through so many failures and pull himself out of it. So whatever you failed in, be thankful for that. Because God was teaching all of us a lesson with our failures and our shortcomings and our weaknesses and our addictions. Don't be hard on yourself. You have to go through that so you can be the person you are today and learn from it. And if you accept what's happened to you, and if you accept all the things in your life that you rather have not happened, and you become glad that they happened to you to make you the person you are today, life starts falling into place. And a lot of times you have to go through all that to find your purpose. So love your fate, amor fati. Just remember that next time you're struggling through something. I love you all. I care about you. I'm here for you. For a free 30-minute coaching session, hit me up on my email, and my website's below. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe and comment with your experiences with amor fati, loving your fate, and accepting what's happened to you.